week. Because guess what? Every detail matters. So we're still your favorite stop for all things interior design and decor, but we're going beyond the walls, or we have gone beyond the walls. So from elevating your space to enriching your lifestyle, we have got the perfect blend of decor tips, wellness inspo, and all the trends you need to know. So whether you're refreshing a room or reinventing your routine, you're in the right place, in the right space, in the right now, right? So let's create some beauty. Let's create some balance and a life you love right here on the Design Studio. Now, every week we just get better and better and better. Thanks to Mr. Damian Scarlett, who is the producer of all producers. We love him and we are going to keep him. Okay, so this week now we have in Design Lab alternative curtain rods. Yes. Alternative. Can you imagine? You know exactly who I'm talking about. You and you too. When you don't have a drill and you say, all right, I'm going to use what I have. There are things around your home that you can use, especially if you're a renter and you can't drill the walls, especially if you are a handy person, but you don't have drills. We got you. All right, cool. Now, in what would Karen do? There is a special decor question there, but I am going to ask you right now that if you have a question, I need you to send in your design questions to 876-280-6629, right? And I believe the question this week is designing for a launch party. Yeah. And last week it was podcast. Let me just tell you something. Yes, man, only for things coming in. All right, in interior design, now we're going to be choosing the right lighting for the right mood and function. Our home tour this week brings us to St. Thomas, where all fruits ripe over there. Saying, let me tell you something, is the second coming. Of course, now that is Suncoast. Cleaning and organizing brings us to cleaning our electronic devices. Now, here's the thing now. We have a special guest in the house today. We have Dr. Sapphire Longmore, and she is a psychiatrist. You remember last week where we talked up the things with boys? This week, we're going to talk up the things with girls, because I am always for that preemptive strike. Let us nip these things in the bud. Let us see what our girls are going through, because I know I was a girl before I became a full-fledged woman, and I know I went through some stuff silently. You understand? I want our girls now to have their thoughts live outside of their brains, live outside of their mouths, and exist outside so people can get them some help, right? In social media, right? I am going to tell you how people who have interior design businesses, yes, how to thrive on social media. Yeah, it's a powerhouse show today. We're revving things up, and I want you to stay tuned. Everybody on YouTube, how are you? Thank you so very much for staying and sticking with me, and everybody in Radio Land, 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, and 90.9. Thank you. And thank you for sharing, and thank you for staying with me. Now, if you haven't yet joined us and you haven't yet subscribed, you really need to go over to the Google Play Store. You're going to plug in Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. You're going to subscribe. You're going to, smash that notification button, because every week at 1 o'clock, you and me going to meet, and we're going to talk up the things, and we're going to make things nice. All right. So stick and stay. We'll be right back. And when we come back, you know what we're going into, right? Design Lab. Yes. All right. Soon come back.
You're sure to find just what you want at the Portmore Mall Pharmacy. They offer prescription and over-the-counter drugs, discount to senior citizens, and month-end discounts. All major health cards accepted. They also offer a wide variety of household and gift items, cosmetics, and customized gift baskets. Open Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Fridays to Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sundays, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Telephone 988-7639. Portmore Mall Pharmacy, bringing more to Portmore.
It's time for a new look. and high time to get serious about protecting our home and investment.
It's time to choose BH Paints with over 60 years experience in quality paint finishes. Their products are superior and long-lasting.
Time to check them out.
Ask about BH Paint's 100% acrylic Ultima Plus paint and primer in one. Experience rich colors with advanced UV and mildew-resistant technologies, independently tested by experts. What are you waiting for? Visit a BH Paints Color Center today.
You're in the Design Studio with the Design Diva, Karen.
Baby, don't mind on your seat, come give me that. Jump up on my body like animal. Dance make you feel like carnival. I go lock you down like criminal. One touch feeling like 1 million. People just say what you like a cinema. Wine bandit thing like carnival. Make sure you do nobody else like me.
You're in the Design Studio with the Design Diva, Karen Booker.
Alrighty, so we're back in Design Lab. But before we get to Design Lab, I need to big up some people. Let me just tell you, David, Annie, SH, how you doing over there in YouTube land? SH, it's a long time I don't see, but I'm glad you're here. I am so glad you are here. And SH says she can't wait to see Lady Sapphire. Yeah, I can't wait to see her too, because we're going to talk up some things. You understand what I'm saying? David is looking like he is, he's cooking. Yeah, and Annie Smith, as you know, is our co-host. She is, she will be, of course, co-hosting and doing her duties. Now, Marigold needs to come so she can do her, her thing. Her duty, as usual, as you know, is to say, what? Yeah, like up the thing. So, everybody here, I can see people on, but you guys need to like up the chat, man. Dang. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. All right. So, I think David cooking soup. Annie is from UK. Can you imagine? We have Annie Smith every week locking in. Yeah, from the United Kingdom. How's the weather over there, Annie? Because yesterday, let me just tell you something. Torrential rains in Kingston. That what I could, see, and I guess over the island. Oh my God. Talk about the gully. All gully come down. All gully come down yesterday. But then again, right now, you see, because you're stuck in the house, we're going to go into Design Lab. And this is where we get hands-on. We get creative and sometimes just a little bit unconventional. This week, we're going to be talking curtain rods, right? Or better yet, what to do when you do not have a curtain rod. So whether you're on a budget or you're renting, or something different, I got something easy, stylish. Yes, I have alternatives that say custom without the commitment. All right, here is the first thing. Tension rods. You know the tension rod I'm talking about. You know tension rod. Of course you do. They're in every hardware store, right? And as it says, tension, right? It's an oldie but goodie. Perfect for the window frames and renters who cannot drill. So tension rods now are great for lightweight curtains. They come in different finishes for a clean, minimal look. And you can also try a double tension rod for layered chairs and panels. Yeah, you can't say we never teach you not know what you're saying now. You can use the tension rods, but please, I beg you, don't put no heavy curtain on it. Just use the light ones and nobody will know the difference. All right, here's the second one now. Copper pipes. Or PVC. Yes, DIYers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, you know how much things me use copper pipes to do on PVC? Curtain rod is one of them. So this is a Design Lab DIY, darling. It's industrial chic and of course it's budget friendly because everybody out there know who loves the budget friendly items. Me. Yes, there you go. All right. So here's the thing now. You can use the PVC pipes, or the copper pipes in many denominations, and you can spray paint them in gold, you can spray paint them in matte black, or you can use brushed nickel. Yes, and then you're going to pair the pipe brackets with the DIY hooks, and it works beautifully in lofts or rustic modern spaces. Let me just tell you something about pipes. When you go down the pipe aisle or the PVC pipe aisle, I said pile, you will find all of the attachments and the accoutrement to go with what? So it's like a little jigsaw puzzle when you walk down that aisle, right? And you see all of these attachments and hooks and covers and all of these things. Fantastic. I kid you not, I would not steer you wrong. If you don't believe me, go down to the hardware store right now and go check it out. I'm telling you, just take a walk down the PVC pipe aisle or the copper pipes, and very industrial. And you know, industrial chic is my thing, right? Okay. Your copper, will add a little edge, and nobody will know that it's coming from the plumbing aisle. You understand what I'm saying? The PVC pipe, all I want you to do is spray paint it. Just spray paint it, man. Tell you, Lord of mercy. They come in all denominations, all sizes, all colors, not necessarily all colors, but all sizes. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want a little bit fatter one to make like a luxury appeal, then you do that. And then you go get some what? Spray paint. Yeah. You can thank me later. Okay. How about now, in that same hardware store, you are going to find command hooks and wooden dowels. You know those wooden dowels, right? They're like a long rod. They're wood and rounded. Yeah, that's it, the exact one that I'm talking about. And command hooks. You know the command hooks so that you can hang up to 50 pounds, right? So weird to know, you do the instructions. Here's why you always come to me and tell me, oh, but then fall off the wall, because you're not following the instructions. After you put the command hooks on the wall, go to work and come back. Go wash some dishes and come back. Do some laundry and come back. Do not just put the command hooks on the wall and then put whatever it is you're putting on the command hook. It go and drop down. Make it have time for season and cure. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so you're gonna use the command hooks, the strong ones, right? One on each side of the window. And if it is a large window, you can put another one in the middle for support, right? Then you're gonna slide a dowel rod or a decorative branch. You could use, yes, a branch from the tree. But you mean this window treatment is art. You understand? Across the hooks. Now, this is ideal for lightweight curtains or scarves or shears. Yes, I am telling you. Yes, now this is Saturday now and the rain done, right? And you're doing your little cleaning and so on. Please, take me up on it. Please do it. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little tip to you can take those same dowel rods, you can paint them, you can stain them, you can wrap rope around them, you can nice it up, you can put some foam balls at either end, spray paint it, and it becomes a decorative custom rod. That's what? That you made. Yeah. Okay, now for a boho or a beachy vibe, here is where I'm going to go with this one now. Rope or wire. You're going to use sturdy rope, right? Yeah, those, let me say, so back in the day, we used to use these wires on the windows, back in the day. And don't act like you never see it, because they're like, we used to say it's curtain rod, but it wasn't really a rod. It was like these tension, YouTube, help me out and see exactly if you, Damien, you're there. Hi, Damien. Okay, help me out and see if you know what I'm talking about. IKEA has them, right? It's like wire, but it's not wire. It's like a tension something, right? And then you can put it on either side. It's a wire system. But we had them long time. It was our old time curtain rod before rod come in. I'm not dating myself. Yeah, I'm really not, right? Also, you can use a sturdy rope or the curtain wire system like, IKEA has. And you're gonna let the fabric puddle slightly on the floor for a relaxed look. And then you can use like the curtain clips or so on for easy styling. Now, this now is great in sunrooms, in porches, or casual bedrooms, right? Okay, shelf brackets now as rod holders. Yeah, the same shelf bracket. Yes, shelf brackets. Yeah, they're double duty with style. And let me just tell you, you have to use things in your home that has a dual purpose. You understand? So we're gonna use decorative shelf brackets and rest a dowel rod, right? Or a rod across the top. You see where I'm going, right? So this adds a vintage or a rustic charm. And you can even install a small shelf above for plants or frames. You see where I'm going with this? Yes, you're going to do a rod, okay? A shelf bracket, yes, and some of the shelf brackets have the little indented part for the curtain rod. You drop the rod in there, okay? Then you have your curtain, okay? You got it. Now let me just tell you something, darlings. Curtain rods don't have to be boring, and they don't have to break the bank. So with a little bit of creativity and a little touch of design diva flair, you can certainly elevate your windows and make a statement without spending a fortune. And you know how I feel about that. We don't like to spend a whole heap of money around here. We just don't. So I want you to try some of these alternatives and give your space that designer DIY look. Now, Annie says that command hooks are also called adhesive wall hooks, because Annie has to do the research from over UK, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she keeps me honest, right? And then SH says, I should please remind you guys to clean the windows before you put up the new curtains. That is always a plus, exactly. And then Annie says that we're still using the little wire stuff that is on the window. We're going to get that for you because I know exactly what I'm talking. I just can't remember the correct term for it, but it is in Jamaica, and we use downtown. You see the people them selling it. It's like a whole lot of them selling it and so on. And you use it on your windows, and you attach it one side to the other side, and you draw it very, very tight. It's taut, Yeah, if you can remember it, if you can, please just let me know what it is so I can get the correct terminology, because that's how we are around here. All right, so remember, in design, it's not about doing what's expected. It's doing what works beautifully for who? You. Yes. Okay. I have level vibes here. Yeah, the window rod level vibes, but there's another one that I'm trying to remember, that is made of wire and things, but it'll come to me. All right, guys, stick and stay. We'll soon come back. And when we come back, of course, it's what would Karen do? Remember, we have Dr. Sapphire Longmore here today in studio. She was a former senator. She was a former Miss Jamaica Universe. Yes, man, we're going to talk up the things because this lady is a powerhouse, and we're going to get into the minds of girls. So stick and stay. We'll come right back. Just a minute, right? So just a reminder, until we go to break, send in all of your design questions to 876-280-6629, and then we're going to get into the themes. Yes, when we come back, we're going to be talking about a launch party. And in Jamaica, we're very lively, we're very active. We're always doing something, but sometimes the decor can look a little not worthy. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that when we come back. All right? Be right back.
Make sure you do nobody else like one jazzy. The way you do fantastic. Have to put on glasses. Make you not blind me with this your body. Wanna see you whining for the wall. Make me want to turn into the wall. Make me feel like we know they for real life. Everything nice where you are. Baby, don't when you see, come give me that.
Design Lab Home Decor Tips and Design Trends was brought to you by BH Paints. Paint it, love it with BH Paints.
You're sure to find just what you want at the Portmore Mall Pharmacy. They offer prescription and over-the-counter drugs, discount to senior citizens, and month-end discounts. All major health cards accepted. They also offer a wide variety of household and gift items, cosmetics, and customized gift baskets. Open Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Fridays to Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sundays, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Telephone 988-7639. Portmore Mall Pharmacy, bringing more to Portmore.
For over 30 years, Chris and Charles has been financing your goals, dreams, creating your great moments. Celebrate the occasion with us. Borrow $1 million, pay less than $25,000 monthly, and get 30% off your processing fees. No guarantor needed. Call 876-920-4189 or WhatsApp 876-838-9028. Conditions apply. When you think loan, think Chris and Charles.
Royal Winchester Hospital is the best community hospital in Western Jamaica, located at 10 Louis Street, Savannah Lamar. They provide healthcare for the entire family, women's health and reproductive care, in-hospital care, general surgery, colonoscopy, major and minor surgical procedures, imaging services, and much more. Telephone 876-955-3154. Royal Winchester Hospital. Royal care at an affordable cost. What Would Karen Do is brought to you by BH Paints. Paint it, love it with BH Paints.
You're in the Dezign studio with the Dezign Diva, Karen Booker.
In the morning, I wake up to fight for my earnings. Fear in my mind is a warning. Pray to the one you're relying. I've been wandering all day. I tried to be fine, but I can't be. The noise in my mind wouldn't leave me. I tried to get by, but I'm burning. I'm behind my mind, it runs. All these thoughts have trouble me. Fighting to give up, I've been fighting to be on my lane. My mind running to the other side. When it's time to leave my life, then it tries to take me out. Tell you what I need, right? Yeah, I really need time. I need to free my mind. I really need my mind. I need to free my mind now. I really need time.
You're in the Dezign studio with the Dezign Diva, Karen Booker.
So welcome back. Here's the thing now. SH says she described it perfectly. Remember, I'm still talking about this the curtain. I think we call it curtain wire. Yeah, if you guys can remember it, I think it's curtain wire. And she says it has that white casing around it. So it's like wire that you can stretch, and then it has the white casing around it, and then it has like two circles on either end that you can, I guess you can, knock like a nail in. You know what I mean? And then, put it on the wall, one side to the other side, and that's it. So yeah, curtain wire. There you go. All right, so welcome back to the best revolution station in Jamaica. We have a new TV station, right? It's Revo. Have you been over there yet? You need to. Don't get left behind. Yeah, but for right now, you're inside the segment, What Would Karen Do? Right? So this is where we bring you real life dilemmas and challenges, and I share my expert advice and my innovative and creative, incredible solutions. Yes. So just as a reminder, I want you to send all your design questions in to 876-280-6629. So here's the question of the week. Karen, I'm planning an album launch party. How do I design the space to feel exciting, on brand, and unforgettable. Guess what? I learned a new word this week. Unignorable. Let me just tell you something. The English language is changing to a point where, these words are coming up and it's like, wow, unignorable. So we want this party to be exciting, on brand, unforgettable, and unignorable. That's right. So baby, this ain't just a party, it's a statement. The vibe needs to scream your sound before a single note plays. Remember, it's an album party. So the design now has to be your visual album. So just let's make it sing, baby. Yes. So what the first thing you're gonna do now is start with the music's mood. Okay? If it's dancehall, that's a mood. If it's reggae, that's a mood. If it's R&B and romance, you see the uptown, what do you call it, accent romance, where we talk in our nose and round up the A's, yeah. If it's hip hop or hustle, that's a vibe as well. Indie soul, that's a vibe. So the music sets the palette. The design, right, will match the vibe of your colors, the textures, and the lighting. Remember, a carefully considered thing. Don't just go in there with the whole heap of drapey. By the way, drapey is no longer in. I don't want you guys using it anymore. Please don't do it. You're at the drapey and the whole heap of the staple and whatnot. No, we're doing arches now. We're doing balloons. We're doing well constructed things with all kind of LED lights and cutouts and things. That's what we're doing now to create interest. All right, so if the mood that you're trying to create is sultry and moody and so on, then you're gonna go with like deep jewel tones. Yes, the fabrics that you're gonna be using, velvet and warm lighting. Now the warm lighting is yellow lights, right? Or complexions look great in that, and it really sets mood. And remember, we're going down to lighting Toronto. We're going to get all into the lighting thing. All right. Bold and upbeat vibe like hip hop and stuff. Dancehall, think neons, metallics, LED accents. If it is organic and soulful, yeah, like Jill Scott. Of course. And who's our soulful diva here? Who you think our soulful diva is? Yes, Savannah. Of course. And she was on the thing this week too. It'll come back to me. We have some soulful divas as well, right? Choose like Natural Woods. Lila Ike. We love her. Naomi Cohen. Love. So if it's organic and soulful, that's the mood that you're trying to go for, then of course it is natural woods, earthy tones, greenery, and layers, right? Okay, so here's what I want you to do. 2, create a color moment. What do I mean by that? You have a brand, right? So within your brand, you have to have some colors. Cool? So you're going to use 1 or 2 of the brand colors, then you're going to build around them with black, white, or metallic. And this goes through with everything that you do. Whether you have a brand or personal brand or your brand, you have to have some colors that are you, correct? So what you have to do is always show up with your colors. All right, so here's the thing now. Your backdrops, your floral installs, or even your drinkware can be all color coordinated. You're gonna add lighting, right? Because the lighting washes to enhance the purple, the amber, or the red lighting. Instant drama. Make sure that your backdrops are lit properly. Now here's the pièce de résistance. Grand entrance. Yeah, you have to create a moment. You have to create that curb appeal. Make sure when people walk up and come to your album launch, you know where they are. The moment they walk in, they should feel a total immersive experience. They've entered your world. Your world, exactly. You know, hey, Marvelous Marvin, she's here. Okay, you're gonna use a custom vinyl banner or a floral arch or a neon sign or projection, right? Red carpet, I don't know, if it fits, you know what I'm saying? Only if it fits. Otherwise, go custom, purple, black, branded. I did a thing the other day I called it the Pink Carpet Awards, and we were on the pink carpet, darling. Yes, we were. Okay, so you're gonna style the stage, and remember, as I just said, pink carpet. There should be a pre-awards show or a pre-album show. You understand? So once you get into the space where you're going to be, with the launch and all of those festivities, have a little thing like a pink carpet or a purple carpet or a black carpet where you welcome your visitors and you say, who are you wearing and who's those shoes by and what are you spraying? Oh, you mean niceness? Yes. Now, here is the thing. You're going to be, all of your installations should be Insta worthy. I cannot emphasize this enough. You are creating an experience, right? So every time somebody takes a picture, that should be an Insta-worthy moment. You understand what I'm saying? So gone are the days when it's just one little backdrop over there. So no. This is your album launch. Make it memorable. You understand me? Make the visuals so good, they can't help but post you. Another thing, make sure that you, by virtue of this backdrop, by virtue of all of these Insta-worthy moments, when you have your patrons or your guests, because you're going to tell them, backdrop will let exactly where to stand. Your hashtag right there. So anytime the picture is taken, whether they want to hashtag you out to the world or not, your hashtag is there. So when they post on Instagram, because they fly, they're wearing a sweet outfit, you know what's going to happen, right? They will know exactly, their viewers will know where they are. You understand me? So you're going to include a photo booth or a backdrop with your album cover, your logo, and your lyrics. Your logo should be all over the place. As I said, when you walk in, the minute you walk in, people must know where they are. You understand? You're going to incorporate the props that reflect your album theme. Vintage radios, cassette walls, mirrors. There is nothing that says a theme like vintage. Yes, I don't know if I have any Gen Zs here. I don't know if you know about the records, right? The 33 or the 45s, vintage radios, anything vintage at all sets the stage. I know we love the modern. I know we love all of these things, but guess what? No, you see, when you juxtapose it with a little bit of vintage, sell off all the time. Then, of course, you're going to match the food and the drinks to the vibe. Right? Your cocktails should be as stylish as your outfit. My brand color is pink, so all of my welcome drinks and so on has to be pink. You understand? Your signature drinks with your creative names from your track list, your colored cocktails, your edible glitter, or your dry ice for drama. I'm telling you, yeah, you can do this. Always sell the experience. Sell how you want to feel and then work backwards. The flow matters. Of course, the flow matters. I'm not talking about flow. All right? Design the space in zones. You're going to greet, you're going to sip, you're going to vibe, and you're going to celebrate. In that order. Your lounge areas with the throw pillars or branded coasters. Everything branded, right? A merch or a dining table that doubles as decor. Yes, and clear sight lines to the stage for your performances. I really hope that helped. I would have a lot of fun doing this, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all about the experience. Okay, we're up on a little break. Gonna pay some bills. Stick and stay. We will come right back. Oh, before Annie says, what about branded mic stands? Of course, anything branded at all. You use in that space, because it's all about your launch and it's all about people touting your name and the name of your album after them leave, because they are your ambassadors. All right, soon come back. When we get back, we're going to go into interior design. I think we're having a little bit of a delay.
What Would Karen Do was brought to you by BH Paints. Paint it, love it with BH Paints.
for a new look.
And high time to get serious about protecting our home and investment.
It's time to choose BH Paints with over 60 years experience in quality paint finishes. Their products are superior and long-lasting.
Time to check them out.
Ask about BH Paint's 100% acrylic Ultima Plus paint and primer in one. Experience rich colors with advanced UV and mildew-resistant technologies, independently tested by experts. What are you waiting for? Visit a BH Paints Color Center today.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today. Goldline Pharmacy, your friendly community pharmacy located at Main Street, Chapelton, is the place for all your prescription and over-the-counter drugs. They also offer blood pressure and blood sugar checks at a minimal cost. All major health cards are accepted and discretionary discounts are available. Get all your household and gift items for all occasions at very reasonable prices. Open Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Goldline Pharmacy. Their first responsibility is serving their customers. Telephone 876-785-0128.
Decorate like a designer with BH Paints. The time brought to you by BH Paints is
1:44 p.m.
It's time for a new look.
And high time to get serious about protecting our home and investment.
It's time to choose BH Paints with over 60 years experience in quality paint finishes. Their products are superior and long-lasting.
Time to check them out.
Ask about BH Paint's 100% acrylic Ultima Plus paint and primer in one. Experience rich colors with advanced UV and mildew-resistant technologies, independently tested by experts. What are you waiting for? Visit a BH Paints Color Center today.
Get immediate attention from the family-friendly staff at Town Center Pharmacy. They are confident in handling all your pharmaceutical needs. Even if you're not filling a prescription, they have toys, books, houseware, and gift items in store. Special discounts for Unicomer employees. Open Monday to Saturdays 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Visit Town Center Pharmacy at Shop 2317 Burke Road, Spanish Town. Telephone 984-5022.
You're in the Design Studio with the Design Diva, Karen Booker.
Hold on. Did you say you're on your way? Why now? When you just went MIA. Message received, oh, now you want me back. I know the procedure. Try to come to my place, turn around, it's too far away, too far gone. Ooh, can't handle what I am now. You a fan now, and I'm not what I was. So tell me, you down now, cause I'm up now. So let's make true the day used to forget that you used to treat me just like anyone. Truth or dare, is it true you care? Now that you can see the love from everyone. Tell me, now you care. Truth or dare, are you playing? Truth or dare, tell me. Now you care, truth or dare? Are you playing? Truth or would you still want me if gave it up. Tell me, when is it gonna get through to you? Everybody needs somebody, but I can't be your boo. When they ask you questions about me, tell them how we could have gone places, but you were too impatient. Can't handle what I am now. You a fan now, and I'm not what I was.
You're in the Dezign studio with the Dezign Diva, Karen Booker.
So let's make sure the day you forget
Alrighty. So Marvelous Marvin, I am going to come and check you for some of those dead left records. You understand what I'm saying? Records speak to my spirit. They speak to my soul. There's something about a vinyl, you know, and even when you play them, you hear the little scratchy. Oh my God, such nostalgia, you know? Yeah, because we don't live in a perfect world now. Sometimes we have to remember where we're coming from. You understand? And this is why I love the world of design, because it is something that is ever evolving. It's not just rigid and inflexible. It just keeps going. It's organic, you know? So welcome back to the show, the best revolution station in Jamaica. Yes, we are the interior design show on the island. And it's the only one of its kind. It's called what? You guessed it. You know it. Yeah, the Dezign Studio with me, Karen Dezign Diva Booker. So if you are new here, welcome. If you just come in over to us right now, yeah man, this is where we vibe on a Saturday. Every Saturday from 1 to 3. So now we are talking about lighting. We're going to share some great tips, some pro tips, yes, from me, on choosing the right lighting for the right mood and the right function. Lighting is absolutely key in interior design because it's not just about visibility, you know, it shapes our mood. Yeah, it enhances functionality and it elevates the overall aesthetic of a space. Think about you walking into a room and the room dark. Yeah, and then now think about you turn on the light. In an instant, your whole world comes alive. So that is the most graphic, I can give you about lighting. When the Lord said, let there be light, and there was light. Exactly. There you go. Turn on that switch, man. So today we're talking about lighting, and that's really and truly the secret sauce that can make your space feel warm. It can make your space feel wonderful, or it can make your space feel cold or chaotic. So whether you're setting a vibe, or really trying to see what you're doing without squinting, lighting is everything. It is energy. So let's break it down. How to light for your mood, or how to light for function, and of course, how to do it with style. Yes. So here are the 3 types of lighting that you will need. Before you go on, buying all these fancy lamps or chandeliers, understand this. Good lighting comes in layers, right? You need more than one overhead light bulb in the middle of the room. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to need 3 layers of lighting. The first one is called ambient lighting, right? And the ambient lighting is your general light. That is the one you come home from work, you turn on the lights, and that's what? Your general light. And that is your ambient lighting, okay? Now, ambient, not ambience, but ambient, right? Okay, so this, of course, as I said, is your general light. It could be your hi-hats or your LEDs, your fixed what you call these things again? Your recessed lights. Yes, so the ceiling fixtures, your recessed lights, or even a big, beautiful pendant light, a chandelier, any of those lights, you turn on the light, you turn on the switch, it lights up the place, it floods the place. That's your general light or your ambient lighting. Cool? All right. So your ambient lighting should really feel natural and not like a spotlight interrogation. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, the spotlight interrogation thing is another type of light. Those are the functional lights. But we're talking about when you come into a room, turn on the lights, especially like your kitchen, your bedroom, your bathroom, your living room. You should have the general light first. So that's your first layer of light. Now, the second layer is called your task lighting, right? Your task lighting is your function and your focus, right? And this is designed for specific jobs. This is the interrogation that I'm talking about, all right? Like reading, like cooking, makeup or desk work, under cabinet lights, desk lamps, vanity mirrors, anything that you can focus on. You know, you use the light to focus. That is what you call the task lighting, right? So if you can't see what you're doing, it's not luxury, it's frustration. We need to see what we're doing. Yes, we do. So the third layer of lighting now is accent lighting. Yes, and that is where you get the drama and the detail from. Now, that one is going to set the mood. So it adds depth and interest to your design. You know, figure you have plants in the corner and you backlight those plants with a can light. You know what that is? It's going to blow out the corner. It's going to give you a mood. It's going to give you shadows. It's going to give you interest, right? You're going to use it to highlight art too, architecture, or create a shadow or texture. That is what I'm talking about, the drama, the detail. Your wall sconces as well, you know, beautiful. And it's not called scones, by the way, people. It's sconce, SCONCE. Right. You usually use those like in a living room setting between two windows, or you have it on either side of a painting or things. These are the sconces. Decorative, accent, beautiful light. They will set the mood. They will set, you know, and it'll just set the place off. Now, you're not going to use your accent light as you would a general light. You understand what I'm saying? The general light is for you to see the space. Your functional lights will be your, you know, the ones that you're going to use for specific jobs like reading, cooking, makeup, desk work. You know, those jobs, those lights now are your task lighting. And then now your other one for your accent lights they're going to add the depth and the interest to your design. No, there's a lighting for mood. You know, the vibes matter. Of course, the vibes matter. Here you do. So the lighting sets the emotional tone for your room, and it should match the energy that you want to feel. Remember, it's how you feel when you get into the space. So the warm white now, this is, you know, the yellowish light, right? That's cozy, it's intimate, and it's great for, you know, like your living room when you want to dim the lights and things and whatever. The warm light set the romance, especially in your dining room. Nice. Okay. Now, your neutral white is balanced and it's clean. That's the really bright light. And then we're talking about, you know, the daylight. So you have the neutral white and then we have the cool white. So the neutral white now, that is a balanced light. It's clean. It's great for kitchens and bathrooms. And then now you have the cool white. That one now is like the daylight bulb. Very, very crisp, very energizing, and best for task heavy zones like offices, garages. Yeah, so for some kitchens as well. But once, you know, you need to really light up the space, right? If you want to do it for makeup, because there are many of us now who are doing all our get ready with me's and stuff, I would suggest the neutral light as opposed to the cool white or the daylight bulbs in there. Why? Because our complexions are not nice under that light. You understand? Okay, so I want you to remember this, you know. Lighting is the emotional thermostat of your space. It is, you know, it really, really is. It is the emotional thermostat of your space. The warm lighting is cozy, it's romantic, and it's calm. Your cool lighting is energizing, it's crisp, and it's focused. And then the colored lighting now, if you want to add some drama, some creativity or fun, think about your Christmas tree when you have all of these colored lights, right? But I would not suggest that you would use colored lighting in your living room to, you know, unless you're doing some, you know, you're doing some creative things. You can use colored lighting outside, you know, in the yard, in the garden, you know, to spotlight. Beautiful, beautiful light. So whatever you choose, you know, your choice of brightness, color, temperature, and intensity can make your room or break your room. It can make your room feel inviting or exciting and relaxing, all without moving a single piece of furniture. Yeah, I'm telling you. It's like jewelry for your space. Once you put on that outfit, and you put jewelry on, it completes the outfit. So I don't want to any longer see walking into a space and just want like a single bulb in the ceiling. That we don't do that no more. We really, really don't. You know what I mean? All right. So Annie Smith says, oh, she's talking about the sconce, right? Which is a type of light that is attached to a wall. It's called a sconce, right? There you go. So SH says in her bedroom, her lights go from white to blue, depending on the mood, illuminating the stars. Oh my God. What you talking about, SH? Oh my gosh. Good afternoon, Mr. Errol Townsend. I am so happy to see you. Welcome back. Yes. So we're going to take a little break. When we come back, we are getting into the home tour for this week. And home tour takes us over to St. Thomas. Yes. Soon come back.
Interior design is brought to you by BH Paints. Paint it, love it with BH Paints.
It's time for a new look.
And high time to get serious about protecting our home and investment.
It's time to choose BH Paints with over 60 years experience in quality paint finishes. Their products are superior and long-lasting.
Time to check them out.
Ask about BH Paints 100% Acrylic Ultima Plus paint and primer in one. Experience rich colors with advanced UV and mildew-resistant technologies, independently tested by experts. What are you waiting for? Visit a BH Paints Color Center today.
Goldline Pharmacy, your friendly community pharmacy located at Main Street, Chapelton, is the place for all your prescription and over-the-counter drugs. They also offer blood pressure and blood sugar checks at a minimal cost. All major health cards are accepted and discretionary discounts are available. Get all your household and gift items for all occasions at very reasonable prices. Open Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Goldline Pharmacy. Their first responsibility is serving their customers. Telephone 876-785-0128.
Corian Solid Surface, so versatile and beautiful. It's non-porous, no sealing necessary, renewable and repairable, so easy to clean and maintain, and can be thermoformed into any shape. Choose Corian, the #1 solid surface in the world, when you want beauty and the best for your countertop. Visit Home International Limited, located at 104 Constance Ring Road. Telephone 755-1970
or 276-6448.
Want a pharmacy that is more than a pharmacy? A wellness center? Then visit Sunshine Pharmacy Limited, located at 7 Bryant Crescent, Maypen. They offer naturopath, reflexology, and hydrotherapy services. Also blood glucose, blood pressure, blood cholesterol, pregnancy, and other tests done. 10% discount for senior citizens. Great gift ideas, school, herbal supplies, and substance abuse counseling available. Telephone 9869085. Sunshine Pharmacy. Better health, naturally.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
Everything loud and wicked every Saturday 3 to 5 p.m. with Outside with Pepita. Loan vibes, loan laughs, and loan entertainment. Come on the road with me. Cause when we say Outside with Pepita, we're there all over Jamaica. Anyway, check them out. We're there. We're in on the business. Stay tuned in for prizes, surprises, giveaways, guest artists, and enough more. But hold on there. Don't forget to pick up my DJ. DJ Jerome the Shell Boss. I'm gonna make it bust to pew pew with the maddest, baddest, and latest tune. So look out for Outside with Pepita. We might be coming to a town near you. You heard it here first. Outside with Pepita, Saturdays 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. The new revolution in media. Jamaica, lock it in and don't miss a thing.
You're in the Design Studio with the Design Diva, Karen Booker. Design Studio with the Design Diva, Karen Booker.
You go. Let me just tell you something. I get that song. I love it because sometimes, you have to run and take the plane for the sugar cane. Yeah. Sometimes, they make we want to run. Oh, you mean? Anyway, let's run on over to the home tour this week. And we're over there at where? St. Thomas, Suncoast. Let me just tell you something. Suncoast or Suncoasting. Look at this. Smiling. The love we have is never ending. Tell me how you feeling. You make me wanna run. Happy rising like the jumping ground. Feel it in my soul. Leave me wanting more. Yeah, you make me wanna run. Happy rising like
the Welcome to Suncoast Beach Club, aka Paradise. I'm not even going to tell you anything else. I just want you to follow me and let's go inside because let me tell you something. Inside, nice! Who doesn't like a welcoming foyer? Yes. Let me tell you something. You walk in and it hits you. The whole ambience hits you here. You walk in, okay? And the first thing that hits you is the bold artwork. Yes, it's bold, it's disruptive, and it's meant to stir you up a little bit because it has so much movement. Of course, now on the other side, the opposite wall, we have one of those framed mirrors in round, clearly, and then a beautiful statement orchid. That's all you need, simplicity, and simplicity in power. It's bold, it's disruptive. Now, there is a wall here. So the architecture in this space, let me just tell you, I want to meet this architect because, yes, he knew exactly what he was doing. And I'm going to tell you, as we unpack this apartment or this townhouse, you're going to see the little secrets, the little gems, the little inspirations that will motivate you to just try it on your own. What this wall does now is to separate the entrance foyer from your living space. You see that? Just a wall in it, just a partition wall, and you can do this with drywall. It's simple. Now, everybody has seen these fluted panels all over Jamaica. It is the thing to do now. It says modern, it says convenience, it's just nice, look good, right? So what they've done, they've just put it in the middle of the TV just to give you a little bit of dimension, a little bit of texture, right? And then the flat drywall on either side, very nice. And then now, of course, you have to have the console here to, house all your remotes, your books, anything like that, right? And then, of course, you have your nice greenery. What's awesome about this space is the lighting plan. You have to do the general light, which is the ambient light. You have to do task light, and of course, you have to do the decorative or accent light, right? So in this one space, you have all three covered just like so. Look at this. It does nothing but just look pretty and gives you ambient. So that is your 3 layers of lighting all in a nutshell in this space. You walk in and what you see here, this artwork, this graphic, this image of a powerful gentleman thinking, and you wonder what he's thinking about. It draws you in. When you look at the artwork, it is framed in black. Yes? Then you look at the ceiling fan, black. You look at the track lights, black. No, black is a very powerful color, but the fact that they are using it so much, but in little accents, means now that it does not overwhelm the space. Now, when you look at the overall color now, you think it is white, but it's actually gray. So if there are 2 shades of gray playing on itself in here as the perfect neutral tone, as the perfect backdrop for things to come. What's the first thing you see in the dining space? The Sputnik lights. Yes, and the thing is now, Sputnik is statement. Sputnik says, look at me, I am here. Yes, I am here for all to see. So the thing is now, what they've done very expertly is to melt now the gold and the black finishes. Now, what do you think this is? This is a solid surface slab, You can make this, you certainly can. You can go to the stone yard, get one, and all you have to do is just make a base and then cut out the top. It is functional, it looks great, yes, and it is actually maintenance-free. All you have to do is wipe this off. Now, on the other side, you will see the artwork, which marries well with what you saw when we just came in. So what it is now is rhythm. So this space has not only harmony, which is repeating colors, but repeating patterns, which is the rhythm in the space. And that, again, successful design. So this kitchen, and I'm talking about full service kitchen. All of us should have a kitchen like this. And let me tell you guys, it just takes a little bit of research and planning, because all this is, it is an island right here that you can definitely, do all of your prep work and so on while conversing and, talking and entertaining all of your guests. Remember, this is a beach club. So when you come home in the evening, you are thinking that you live in a country club. You're thinking that you live in a place where people vacay. Yes, meet me upstairs. Before we even go upstairs, I want to show you this. Talk about feng shui. All right, I'm just going to stay here. I want you to just take this in. Take this in. We're in St. Thomas, right? And St. Thomas is notorious for the beaches and the river rocks, the big rocks on the beach. I am sure this is where they harvested these from. But what they've done is take it a step further by backlighting it with light. So when you talk about a serious mood, talk about a mood, you're walking and this is just Zen. I would just stay here all day and just look. Yeah, because it gives me a sense of peace, a sense of serenity, which is what, the rocks do. So I just wanted to show you that. Just take it in. Yeah, man, take it in some more, because it's nice. It's nice. All right, you good now? We're going to go upstairs. As I'm looking at the paint in the space, there are 3 grays in the space, There is a light gray, a medium gray, and a darker gray. And that it's so expertly done. It just communicates so seamlessly that you just think that you're in a well-composed space. Thinking about composition now. This is your home office area. It's just a landing upstairs. Yes, and because post-COVID, everybody needs a home office. Voila! Here you go. Again, the artwork, very pleasing, very bold, very nice. And then look at our chairs here. It's like slipper chairs, yes, that you can just sit without arms. And the driftwood, which says beach, yes. Look at the position of the home office. Look at the position of your desk. Look straight out. You can see the beach from here, right? We're talking about St. Thomas. This is not your grandmother's St. Thomas, this is your St. Thomas. Yes. Let's go to the primary. Welcome to my primary bedroom, darlings. Yes. What is the first thing you see besides me? Because, I know I'm blinding you right now. The artwork. So you walk in. Yes, another bold move. The artwork, but it's not in your face. It is bold, it is disruptive, but it is also very subtle. You know what I mean? So you come in and you see me, yes, but apart from that, you see the bed and you go right up to the ceiling, yes? The trick with that is to make sure that your eye always goes up. You want to always, have your eye travel around the room because of what's in it. Yes? All right, so you walk in and you have this well-made bed. Of course, it's tufted, it is upholstered. And then the next thing that you see, of course, is the lighting. Very, very trendy right now with regard to the ceiling lights, the ceiling pendant lights on either side of the bed. But for here, we have asymmetrical design, and it is on the left side of the bed, which is great. Another thing that they have done is put in the electrical switches, and on that side, you have your charging ports. Very, very nice. The finish in this space now is black. Let's talk about the architecture. Yes, honey. So you see this wall and you're thinking, oh, okay, this is your headboard wall, and it's nice. But you know what it is? Again, remember downstairs where there was one wall that served the foyer and the living room. This wall now serves the primary bedroom space, and then the closet is well appointed. Yes, it is. This is a closet of all closets, and you know what it also has? LED lights right here. I'm going to show you the main thing in this bedroom now. Open concept is what we're talking about. This is an open concept primary bedroom. Look over here. Just look over there. What do you see? Yes, it is. And this is something that you see in hotels. You see in like 5-star hotels, right? Whereas the shower area is not separated then from the bedroom itself. The shower area, yes, has a soaking tub. And it's also a shower, and it is nice. So when you are soaking in your tub, you get to enjoy the view outside of the mountains. Yes, this is living. And I'm telling you, Suncoast Beach Club, remember, they said beach club. So when you come, you think, okay, so you're on a resort. Can you imagine? Where you live is where others vacay. That's the mood, that's the vibe, that's the spirit. The secondary bedroom. Now, true to form, this house is open concept in every area of the space. So even in the secondary bedroom now, the current trend is to expose the closets. Yes? So, you have a challenge now of making sure that everything is neat and nice and so on. So if you don't want to open shelves, you can actually, just put, doors and things on them. But it's all open concept because we have a lot of clothes sometimes and them can't fit. So, we have a lot of spillover. It's fine. But anyway, secondary bedroom now. You know what I notice about the space? The lovely is not only the medley of the grays, that monochromatic scheme, but the play of the grays. The grays on the wall and the grays on the floor. The floors are the porcelain plank tile in gray, and that just sets it off. So, open concept. We have the gray, we have the touches of black, and then now we have everything else that is coming, and a lot of white as well. And that is how you know that everything just plays and marries well. Remember, in the primary space, we talked about this trend now of the pendant lights on either side of the bed. This is how it plays out so nicely. So now you don't necessarily have to have lamps. You just turn on your pendant lights and that is it. But then, you always want to charge your phone, and then they have charging ports within the headboard. It is so, and again, you can't make this, right? Yeah, it is out of drywall and studs, and you just spray it. Yeah, you can do it. Listen, open concept again, and that's the common thread throughout the home. Living room, bedrooms, completely open, and now the patio space completely open. And this is when I think the architect gets his or her flowers, because you come outside, regular patio, right? You get to see and experience nature and everything outside in that whole vibe. And then right next to, adjoining the patio, is your laundry center, your stackable washer dryer, your slop sink. Everything is here for your convenience. So if you're here Saturday, whenever the evenings and so on, and you are doing your laundry, it's a whole experience, honey. You sit there, you do your laundry, wash and then dry, you're good, you sip some wine, have at it. This is nice. Suncoast Beach Club, St. Thomas, this is where it is. This is the hot spot. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something, right? This was or is a 2-bedroom duplex. We've just toured it. open concept in all areas. Living, dining into kitchen, and the 2 bedrooms upstairs. Totally open concept down to the downstairs patio, which is to the side of the home, and it has now an adjoining laundry center. Nothing closed off, just open, transparent living, and it is such a success. It is a nod to the architect and the architecture. Yes, so nice, and everything is just seamless. The colors on the wall, the monochromatic scheme in the infrastructure, meaning the walls, would you believe it, it's 3 shades of gray. And of course now, the floor, which is, that porcelain wood plank tile. Beautiful settings I'm talking about. So because they have done this very neutral backdrop, everything that comes off of it now pops and just comes. The black, let us not forget the black. The black. There are lots of black in there, but because it's so tastefully done, because we're talking about outlines of the black, it doesn't overpower you. So bold moves, disruptive moves, it's fine. All right, guys, see you next time.
Alrighty, let me just tell you something now. If it is that you need to take a little break, now it's time to do it, and then you're going to come right back, because we have up next our very special guest for the week is Dr. Sapphire Longmore. She is a heavy hitter, and we need to talk to her about the state of our young girls. So here's the thing. I want you to get your popcorn, get your tea, cleanse your throat, hydrate, do some steps, whatever you need to do, but meet me back here in 2 minutes. All right? Okay. Be right back.
Don't know where we'll go. Don't know where we'll go. Yeah. You don't need to run away.
It's time for a new look.
And high time to get serious about protecting our home and investment.
It's time to choose BH Paints with over 60 years experience in quality paint finishes. Their products are superior and long-lasting.
Time to check them out.
Ask about BH Paints 100% Acrylic Ultima Plus paint and primer in one. Experience rich colors with advanced UV and mildew-resistant technologies, independently tested by experts. What are you waiting for? Visit a BH Paints Color Center today.
Get immediate attention from the family-friendly staff at Town Center Pharmacy. They are confident in handling all your pharmaceutical needs. Even if you're not filling a prescription, they have toys, books, houseware, and gift items in store. Special discounts for Unicomer employees. Open Monday to Saturdays 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Visit Town Center Pharmacy at Shop 2317 Burke Road, Spanish Town. Telephone 984-5022.
Time for a new look.
And high time to get serious about protecting our home and investment.
It's time to choose BH Paints with over 60 years experience in quality paint finishes. Their products are superior and long-lasting.
Time to check them out.
Ask about BH Paints 100% Acrylic Ultima Plus paint and primer in one. Experience rich colors with advanced UV and mildew-resistant technologies, independently tested by experts. What are you waiting for? Visit a BH Paints Color Center today.
Goldline Pharmacy, your friendly community pharmacy located at Main Street, Chapelton, is the place for all your prescription and over-the-counter drugs. They also offer blood pressure and blood sugar checks at a minimal cost. All major health cards are accepted and discretionary discounts are available. Get all your household and gift items for all occasions at very reasonable prices. Open Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Goldline Pharmacy. Their first responsibility is serving their customers. Telephone 876-785-0128.
You're in the Dezign Studio with the Design Diva, Karen Booker.
Already. And this is the moment that we've been waiting for. Now, SH says her wine is full and she's ready to sit and listen to the beautiful Dr. Sapphire Longmore. Now, as I said to you, and I've been saying to you throughout our show today, that we have a heavy hitter here. We have the lovely, yes, Dr. Sapphire Longmore. She is a two-time Jamaican senator contributing to over 100 legislative acts. She's a consultant psychiatrist at the University Hospital of the West Indies with academic, clinical, and research responsibilities. She is the chair of the Jamaica Psilocybin Industry Technical Committee and board member and representative to Pearl Americas. She's former president of the Jamaica Psychiatric Association, 2 terms. She's published. Yes, she is a published researcher in healthcare policy, trauma, and neuroprotection, co-founder of Celestine Source Retreats, right? She is a keynote speaker, Medscape Psychopharmacology Conference 2023 media contributor, former TV host. She is international delegate to UNESCO, UNICEF, and UNFPA forums. And let me just tell you this now, Miss Jamaica Universe 2000 and now, which I believe is her crowning glory. She is the proud mom of 2 boys. We need a round of applause because let me tell you something. I am now winded from all of these accolades. My gosh, Dr. Longmore, how did you fare yesterday? How did you fare? How did you fare the weather yesterday with this? Were you okay?
I was okay. I'm actually not in Jamaica.
You're not?
No, I'm not. But I actually had some rain where I'm at, and I saw what was happening, and it looked pretty concerning. I'm glad to hear that, no lives were lost or anything like that.
Absolutely. And let me just tell you guys, because I am getting to see her now, and she is as beautiful as she is, beauty walks before her. Thank you. So today, Dr. Longmore, we are talking about girls, right? And the state of our young girls. As a former girl myself, I know. Because let me just tell you, Dr. Longmore, there are folks who grow up and they become adults and they forget that they were children, Yes. So I know that there are certain things that we go through as girls and so on, because now that we are in a more expressive era where, but there are some girls who just not speaking as they should, sometimes it's just not there. So I'm asking, as both a psychiatrist and a mother, how would you describe the unique emotional and psychological needs of young girls today? We're talking with the young girls first, and then we're going to go up to the teenagers.
Yes. Well, thank you for having me, and a very interesting topic in a very interesting setting. And I must congratulate the creativity of it. And especially at this time, as we're contemplating going back to school, and you are very spot on in your objective of almost creating a design as a parent, as a young lady, as a mother, for your young girl going out there, creating that design for the year for school, creating that design for how she functions in life. And so I congratulate that creativity and incorporating this in your program. I'm a mom of
Thank
boys.
You very much. I'm taking it for the team. Right.
Yes, your team, of course. I'm a mother of boys, and I can tell you this, that when they have play dates or had play dates or had any engagement that involved girls, I literally go, oh my God, there is really a stark difference, especially at certain age segments of age. And you really start to see it. My sons are preteens going into teenagers. And especially at that stage of development is when you really see distinction. But that being said, I always like to recognize, I remember when I was pregnant and people would say to me, Sapphire, do you want a girl or a boy? I would literally say to them, listen, girl or boy, They need to know how to cook a meal, and they need how to change a car tire. Change it. Essentially, as long as they're healthy. Essentially saying that there are certain fundamental skills in life, I think, this is my approach, that are gender neutral. If you like to eat something as an individual, I think you need to learn how to make it so that you're not vulnerable. And I think that goes with how we raise our children. There are certain specific things, of course, because of the biological vulnerability, the cultural vulnerability that you would want to definitely emphasize for certain genders. And so for girls, especially in today's society, especially again in that adolescent stage, they're very self-conscious. They're very aware of their development. They're very aware of how the role that they play in the spaces that they occupy and how they are perceived and accepted. And if a girl especially is not grounded in who they are coming from home, there can be vulnerabilities that would cause them to not function to their optimum. And so in parenting, I always encourage seeking to specifically address what that child may need, but also there are the 4 tenets that we seek to explore when we are seeking to develop someone's holistic well-being. And that is their physical health, their social health, their mental health, and their spiritual health. And being a mental health specialist, when you take care of the physical, the social, and the spiritual, the mental becomes its best.
Wow. Let me just say, that was just a powerhouse answer right there. You already went through 4 of my questions. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Try to be efficient and effective.
Effective? What do you mean, man? That is when you talk to people who know them thing, when you know somebody who knows their thing. Yeah. All right. So we have social media now, Dr. Longmore. And we have a whole set of challenges that come from that. Body image, body challenges, development. I'm not good enough, imposter syndrome. I want to be like this fantasy that is out there that they're seeing, and they don't really know it's a fantasy, or they want to be like some of these influencers who are coming up, but they're not quite influencing for good, How do we manage to that as parents? And support groups, by the way, we don't have to be parents. We can do the whole community, the tribe.
Right. And so I remember that your producer had said it's more of the back to school generation. So I'm thinking that you're more focused on the teenagers going forward, so to speak. Right. I mean, the little ones, you tend to what needs to happen for them tend to not be as gender specific once the environment is wholesome. But when you come to the teenagers, the teenagers are going through that natural developmental stage of what we call identity versus confusion. This is for those who are psychologically based, this is Erikson's stages of development, and it is very based on age brackets and stage of development. And that identity versus confusion, if a child is not grounded in self-esteem, who they are, the family setting, how the sense of belonging, the sense of being a part of that unit and being grounded there. External influences like social media, external influences like peer, external influences like quote unquote bad company can debase them. And so with social media, oftentimes a young child is not, or a child is not as aware that what is being presented to them in that space is oftentimes filtered, it's oftentimes fabricated, it's oftentimes juxtapositioned to not be the real image or the realistic representation of what they're consuming. But in their mind, that is what they are comparing themselves to. And if they are not, as I said, grounded in who they are and having positive reinforcement of themselves, they will fall significantly vulnerable to the ills of self-analysis and poor self-esteem, even self-harming behavior, etc., when they are being bombarded by wanting to match up to what is not real. I should also just say that, you know, at that stage, it is really not just maternal influence, but paternal influence is also very, very important. So it is not just that, okay, you're going to be given the feminine energy, because a female needs to learn and be grounded in how they interact with the male gender. And so that is also important. Yes.
Important. Okay. All right. Because it does take a tribe and it does take two parents. No,
Exactly.
I hear the word grounded come up a lot, and self-esteem, right? So if we're not grounded in self-esteem, we're going to fall prey, you know, and I'm telling you, and this happens at all levels and stages. Now, I want you to just, if you will, identify what some practices are that we can employ or instill in our girls to promote self-esteem, because there are some grown women who self-esteem and their name can be in the same sentence. So what we're trying to do is a preemptive strike right now. So when they get ground, their choices are good.
Well, you know, you want to try to balance. You want to create a balance. I say the teen years especially are about exploration and experimentation, so to speak, and creating balance. And when I say this, I mean exploration in terms of their academic pursuits. What subjects they like, what fields of study, what food they like, what sports they like. It will even go into sexuality. And when you are doing this in the healthy way, it is a matter of exploration to find which areas, which genre of issues you are more comfortable with, and that is who you will choose to be. A child needs to be given the basis to safely explore their academics, their sporting interests, their diet, etc., and create a balance that allows for them to be sure that their choices are safe and are productive for them. So you want to ensure that as much exposure as possible, but there is a safety feature to that exposure. You are communicating, you're encouraging them to communicate and relate and be in an environment where if something is going wrong, they're able to relate it. You want to try and ensure that they have structure and organization. That is one thing that being in a formal, let's say a formal school setting offers. It offers structure and organization and allows for that free exploration safely, and that a child doesn't get overly consumed with a particular area. You also would want to ensure that their health outlook is balanced. So they're getting good physical exercise, good physical exertion that allows them to develop well, but also learn healthy ways of dealing with stress, and also perhaps exploring something new that could be a career for them, etc., etc. Their diet, you want to try and instill the good practices from early, teach them about proper choices, hydration, sleep, exercise, etc. And of course, their social connections, especially now, you know, ironically, and a little bit that I should have said before with the social media thing. Social media came in, quote unquote, to enhance social interactions. But you see where it can actually be quite isolating, because it takes away from the direct person-to-person interaction. So as a parent, you also, just like how you parent everywhere else, you have to parent in the social media space. You have to be aware of what they are interacting with. You have to perhaps ensure that there's security there. And you also have to teach them that if it is a space or an environment that doesn't make them feel good about themselves, they can pull back from it. They can have boundaries. Just as how we have boundaries, or we encourage persons to recognize when they're not being treated well or they're not being engaged in the right way, to remove themselves and to have boundaries. You need to also make sure that that happens in the social media space and parent them there. And lastly, of course, as I mentioned, their spiritual well-being, their spiritual health. And this is not necessarily quote unquote religious, but it is the sense of self, the sense of belonging, the sense of unique purpose, and belonging to something bigger than us. But that child is growing up to learn that they are unique and they have value, and you're instilling self-love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I could not agree more, because there's so many women walking around who have no, their belief system is shot. There's not much self-worth, and their value system is like kind of shaky. So they become whomever somebody else wants them to be.
Exactly.
So
and it starts in those early years too. And I will say that, there are also mechanisms where you teach the young lady that, okay, if you are recognizing that even what as a parent you are relating does not coincide with their own desires, it should be a space where they're able to communicate that. They should not feel fearful that, I am not following what mommy or what daddy is saying. It's a healthy space that allows for free flow of communication. And that way, that young lady grows up to recognize that if in a broader space there is something that is not in keeping with who they want to be, they don't have to abide with it.
No, you just touched on something that, when you said safety, right? There's sometimes when our girls are not in a safe environment, they're in trauma, and they go to school and nobody knows because they're not talking about it, because they're not in a safe space and they're fearful of repercussions and so on. What are some of the keys, or clues rather, that our educators, or tribe can say, something is not quite right with this little one?
Well, unfortunately, children are innocent. And when you start firstly to hear them express, listen to what your child says, and try to be a parent or a caregiver that allows for your child to speak and communicate with you. If you see the child being withdrawn, any personality change, any behavior change, being irritable, any what we call the vegetative symptoms changes, they're not eating as well, or eating too much, or not sleeping as well, or sleeping too much. If you see where they're not as, the things that they normally enjoy, they're kind of pulling away. And a little one that when you start to see this, you might not realize what is going on, is that you can have self-harming behavior. Persons who may be cutting and so forth. Right. And what you notice is you may see the child starting to wear long sleeves a lot, or fully covered, even in warm weather. And you may just think it's the phase, but you should just double check every now and again, just so you never, especially if you're seeing other things happening. The online space, of course, is one where significant trauma can be happening, and because it's so isolated, you're not able to recognize it. And that is why I said in that space you also have to parent also. I should also mention that we are dealing with girls, and at that developmental stage, our menstrual cycle is a big part of it. And research more and more is showing that there is a significant effect that can be had at the different stages of the cycle with how girls feel about themselves and their activity level, etc., etc. So it is also advisable for girls to keep a calendar, to be aware, and to Do a bit more exercise before the onset of the cycle, before the menses start, because that's when the estrogen levels are lowest, and the estrogen is actually protective for the psyche. And so you may have vulnerability during that time. You may feel bad about yourself. You may feel a bit, they may feel down in your mood. But if you do things like eat a particular fruit-rich diet, etc., exercise, and do other activities that uplift you around that time, it can also impact on the overall performance of the child.
You know, you just said something a while ago about the little differences that I'm telling you, even as you know, most of us, well, I know I'm a parent of boys and girls as well. And you said, hey, listen, you might see the child wear long sleeve and you just think it's a phase. I know of a circumstance where the child had tattoos and the mother was is an involved parent. Extremely involved. And at the time she found out, it was a year after the child got it, and she's wondering to herself, how did pass her?
Yeah. So you also have to remember, no, those teenage years is also
You're
when
so
the child will also seek to push the boundaries. Because remember, it's exploration of identity and sense of individuality. They will seek to do these things.
Yes, and hide it very creatively.
Yes.
So you, in your opinion,
go ahead.
Boys' school, girls' school, or co-ed? What are the pros? What are the cons?
Like most things, I would want to look at the individual situation before I make a generalized statement. So each child is an individual. You know, if a parent comes to me, I'd want to find out certain other things, their home environment, their sibling setup. You know, if it is where it's a one girl who has 3 brothers, maybe she may, and her personality is one where she may function better in a co-ed school, so be it. But maybe she herself may desire more female company. So I wouldn't want to say there are advantages and disadvantages to each. I think that it is more around, one, what the academic focus might be and the scholastic pursuit of the child, and then also the circumstances around the child going to school that would make me determine, you know, whether gender specific or co-ed.
Or co-ed. All right. So you're a mother of boys, okay? But you're also a mental health professional. From your experience, right? What are some of the powerful lessons that you can impart to parents about, you know, adolescents that could help other parents today that are raising children?
Well, firstly, no matter how old you are, always remember you yourself need to tap into your happy. So when you're parenting, you need to show a child what being balanced and what being feeling good about yourself is. So that's one.
I love that. I really love that, because children pattern what they see, not necessarily what they hear. Okay. Right. All right, cool.
So demonstration of that holistic approach of self-care is also one of the greatest lessons that you can impart. Definitely. And one thing that I say, for me, if I were to write a prescription pad to everyone that deals with health overall, it is I'm prescribing play. 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 Never stop playing. Never stop playing. When you play, you are physically, socially, mentally, and spiritually engaging yourself. And you should always seek to encourage that in your child and incorporate that into your child's routine as well as your own. But what that does is that it allows the child to be themselves and to never lose sight of the fact that don't take life too seriously. Don't get overly consumed in whatever space you are in to not lose the pleasure of play and engaging in it, but recognize too that play can come in different forms. It doesn't mean that it is always bat and ball. It can be art, it can be the creative industries, it can be solitary play, it can be team play. But the fact is that you're engaging in an activity that allows free expression and exploration, as well as the ground basis of thinking and communication. And that's always critical. Specifically, as I said before, have structure, be organized, especially those going to school. Don't let the schoolwork pile up until when it's exam time. They're going to cram. Do a little work every day. Spend the weekend in balance. Get the play in, get some schoolwork in, get some rest in, and ensure that you're creating that structure and organization for the child to have there's so much coming at them. When there's structure, it helps them to deal with it. And like I said, that just taking care of self and being grounded in that they know that they have love around them and that they're able to communicate if there is issues or are issues that might be affecting them.
So Dr. Longmore, talk to the little girl who doesn't have love around her. She doesn't have that structure and those boundaries, and that, she just doesn't. But she knows that there's something wrong and she really wants help, but just does not know how. What do we do for her?
So, what we're speaking of, what significantly impacts on our children is what we call the ACEs, the adverse childhood experiences. And these ACEs, this is things like trauma, abuse, parental neglect, etc. What you find is that these ACEs are significantly related to serious mental wellness issues later on in life, even chronic lifestyle illnesses, even cancers and autoimmune illnesses. It is shown that when you have a child who is going through the ACEs or has that level of trauma, if there is one positive influence in their life, it can reverse the effects of the ACEs. That one positive influence it can be just something or someone that is consistent. Hopefully, it could even be the state. It could be the environment that the person is in. Trying to enable a child to know how to reach out for help is significant. Educating them, like we have the 211 hotline for child abuse. That's a 211 hotline that any child can call or anyone can call to relate about child abuse, especially. You have
I didn't know that.
Yes.
211 in Jamaica.
211, that's correct. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And you have, of course, the Ministry of Health has some teen-focused chat groups. If you go to the Ministry of Health website, there are different avenues for teenagers and for reporting just generally suicide helplines, etc., etc. So you basically want to try and encourage the child to reach out and seek help. Sometimes this is difficult for them. And so hopefully they are in a school environment, because that's one of the other things that we're trying to do and was being explored, is ensuring and enabling educators, guidance counselors, etc., to be able to pick up, to see when something isn't right and perhaps do a screen and then refer the child to the necessary places that would be helpful for them. And so, that is really the avenues that I would suggest that we try to encourage for our children to be aware of. But it can be overwhelming for some, admittedly.
It can. I'm almost out of time, and I want you to let us know where we can reach you if we need you, because we're going to need you. We don't need you already.
So I'm a consultant at the University Hospital of the West Indies, and that's where I mainly function out of. I tend to my email contact is Dr. Sapphire at psychiatrylux.com. That's Dr. Sapphire with 1P at psychiatrylux, Lux.com. And I literally I prefer to do home visits at times. Once, all security is met. Because I find that when you go into the home environment, as you are the focus of your show, your physical space and home environment can be so impacting on your well-being.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times what I find is that you can greatly help someone by just adjusting the flow of the space, what they have, creating a corner that is for solitude and for reflection, a corner that is more for productivity, a corner that is for rest. And these things can be quite helpful, right? So that's how I function. And if I have to do an office visit, I schedule that, but I don't disclose publicly where my office is because persons also are very cautious about being known. So, you're dealing with mental wellness, and persons can be very shy about that. Yes.
Exactly. Dr. Longmore, I really do believe that you are a nation builder, and I'm hoping to see an OD behind your name very, very soon. I really and truly. So are you working on any books, new books or anything coming from you soon?
It's interesting that you said that. My schedule freed up recently. I'll say that. And I have quite a few, there are quite a few projects that I'm trying to say, okay, let me get myself there. And there might be one or two books. There might be one or two books to come. Yes.
Podcasts, because this is the age of podcasts.
Yes. So,
of course, all of the above coming soon. And
exactly.
You have great screen presence. So yes, that's all. You got that already.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And again, I celebrate the fact that and the creativity of you incorporating a segment like this, because it is about design in life. And when it comes on to our kids, the foundation that we lay in that design can go far, far away.
Far away. Thank you so very much for sharing space with us. We so appreciate you. And I'm telling you, that idea of coming into the home to have a full immersive experience for healing, that's a win for me. That is a win.
Thank you. Very effective for some. Yes. Of
course. Okay, guys, we gotta run. Oh my God, I'm getting the wrap up signal. I could speak to Dr. Longmore till tomorrow, but hey, we're out of time. All right. So you know what? Design is not just what you are and what you see. It's about how you feel when you walk into the room. So make it beautiful, make it bold, and above all, make it you. That is a personal quote from myself, the Design Diva. Please make your space reflect you. Up next, of course, is Outside with Pepita. Please do not go anywhere. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you stay, because she wants your support. Of special thanks to our guests. Yes, Dr. Sapphire Longmore. Yes, our listeners and our viewers. YouTube, you are YouTubing over there. I really, Annie said she loves this discussion. SH says she's really versed in her profession. Your whole, Dr. Longmore, when you are resting and so on, when this comes on live, and, because the comments, it's a delay. You'll see it, but the comments come up. Look at the comments.
I will do so.
You'll feel good.
Thank you so much.
You will feel good. So special thank you to, of course, our producer, Damian Scarlett, the producer of all producers, one producer around here. Our studio engineers, David McNish and Kevin Williams. Of course, they make the show flow. They make us really feel good, and, they don't miss a beat. Our BDE family and the NNN family, BDE meaning the Business Development Executives. Without them, we will not have a show. Without our NNN tribe, we will not have a show. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am Karen Booker. Walk good, live in love, and stay inspired, and do your best. That's it for me. Up next is my sister from another mother, Pepita. Outside with Pepita is next. See you next week.
Corian solid surface, so versatile